In the midst of a massive hacking scandal against its parent company Sony Pictures, this political satire comedy film finally saw limited theatrical release on Christmas Day 2014, alongside a massive video-on-demand rollout, at the behest of many in the media, including President Obama. This front-page controversy actually helped the $44 million picture though, which took home $36 million after 3 weeks, 85% of that via online viewings. Directed by Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen, the R-rated farce follows a goofy television personality and his equally silly producer on a trip to North Korea, where they hope to interview its reclusive dictator. Longtime friends and collaborators James Franco and Rogen make this ridiculous premise work with their undeniable chemistry and amusing performances. Wearing brightly colored suits, Franco is especially over the top, defending himself against media criticism by shouting, "They hate us 'cause they ain't us." Co-director Rogen, meanwhile, is basically just playing himself. Again. Lizzy Caplan is featured as the sexy CIA operative who recruits our protagonist to assassinate Kim Jong-Un, who is played in a breakout turn by Randall Park.
Where's the poison strip?
I put the strip in a pack of gum. They'll never find it.
I'm not cool with this.
It's showtime.
Showtime? It's not showtime.
James Skylark tonight! Hello! We are going to North Korea.
Yo, Skylark, which side of President Kim's ass you gonna kiss?
I'm not gonna kiss him, but let's just say I might give him something special with my hand.
You gonna jerk him off?
What? No, that's a double entendre.
Shut up!
Foreshadowing!
Shut up! Shut up! Get in the floor! Shut up! Shut up! Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
The 112-minute story is unbelievable, but the talented cast keeps things interesting enough so that the giant plot holes that do exist are generally ignored. An early sequence where we're introduced to Franco's effective and disarming interviewing skills showcases a fantastic moment where rapper Eminem casually reveals himself to be a homosexual live on TV. The mayhem and shock from the crew that follows is easily the best scene in the interview and perhaps one of the funniest of 2014. The situational mishaps really thrive though once the duo arrives in Pyongyang, forced to tiptoe around security and play nice with their Korean hosts without revealing the true intention of their mission. While this second act has some great individual moments, like when Rogen goes face to face with a hungry tiger, it is far too drawn out for a comedy like this. Once the titular sit-down conversation begins, however, all bets are off and the movie goes completely off the rails. Tanks are shooting at helicopters, missiles are being launched, fingers are being bitten off, and people start pooping themselves. Throughout it all, the steady, slow-moving anamorphic shots show off the convincing sets and a sharp visual style. For all intents and purposes, this might have well been filmed in North Korea, rather than British Columbia. Like most comedies, there's not much of an original score here, but the inclusion of a slowed-down cover of Katy Perry's Firework is included during the violent climax with amazing results. Beneath the layers of juvenile humor and sophomore gags, there does seem to be a message here about standing up for truth and freedom, but I hardly think that this movie was worth all of the trouble Sony went through. Fans of James and Seth will no doubt feel right at home, but The Interview is an otherwise familiar effort that is only memorable because of its real-world drama. Here now are 6 of your reviews. Thanks to its unique on-demand / theatrical release, many got a chance to see this one, with you applauding the humor in spite of its familiarity, scoring this a 7. Park was great as the antagonist, and everyone played off each other really well. I enjoyed it enough to score this a 6.